The single greatest superpower 99% of young men are missing. In this video, I'm going to break down the number one superpower by far young men are missing, they do not have, and that all the greats have this power. It's a power that you can get right now that can change your life, that can make you achieve all your goals, that can make you become the version of yourself that you've always dreamed to be. The power is the power of extreme focus. When you look at all the great men in history, be it Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Hannibal Barca, the greatest generals of all time, the greatest conquerors, or just the greatest men in general, they all were extremely focused. That it's a masculine trait to be very focused and locked in on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and how to get there. That most people, most men, they're lost because they do not have a goal. If you do not have a goal to strive for or a dream of any kind, you will be lost because you do not have a direction to go in. So I tell every young guy that first, you, especially you, talking to you, right now, you should have a goal, a dream, a mission, something, an idea of where you want to be, a version of yourself you want to be, a goal you might have written down. You need to have something. That's the first case. For anything, before you click off this video, you need to have a goal of what you want to do. That's by far the most important thing young guys miss first off, is not even knowing what they want to do. They don't know where they want to go to college. They don't want to know what they want to do after school. They don't want to know. They don't know. So if you don't have a goal mission right now, pause the video. I want you to seriously think, what do I want out of this life? What is the dream, a dream I've wanted since I was a kid? Think of that and write it down. Once you've got that, I'll pause the video. Now, how to get to that goal is obviously the hard part. That takes a whole lifetime to accomplish sometimes. Sometimes it takes a year, a month. Depends what the goal is. But when you look at all the great men, Alexander the Great, conquered most of the known world in his 20s. He was focused. The whole point of being focused with women, with girls, young girls that maybe are attractive, they don't need to have discipline. They don't need to have obsession. They can do whatever they want. They can live off their looks, and life will be pretty good for them. But for young men, especially young men, that life is hard, rent is high, jobs are hard and expensive. The jobs you want, it's hard to get into. You need a scholarship or something, or you can work at McDonald's. Who wants to work at McDonald's and have a terrible life and get paid 2 cents? Life as a young man is hard, but it's supposed to be, because it's supposed to shape you into a man you aspire to be. And that all the greats, no matter how hard it is right now, whatever, were focused. That you have to be laser focused and on what you want to do and nothing else. You can't be like an attractive young girl that can post on Instagram, talk to their friends on this, go out to do this, and do that, and then still go to school and then still do that. I'm sorry, bro. You can try that, but then you're going to go back to this video in a few months when you failed. It doesn't work. You can't do everything at once. You can't, especially if you've not had any success in anything. You saw these nunchucks. I do martial arts. I have a martial art YouTube channel. Go and YouTube. It's called Joel Pollard JKD. You can look it up. I do martial arts. To learn this skill took years of dedication. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, 11. And thankfully I've done it so long to where I've trained with Bruce Lee students. I've trained with some of the best in the world, and they taken a liking to me. Thankfully, I love them obviously first. Trained with some amazing masters, but I only got that because I was laser focused on training and getting better and getting as good as possible, and that they saw that in me. That's why I've learned with some of the best people in the world, because they saw that, oh, this guy's like me. He's serious. The guys that train a little bit on the side and go away, don't really care, train a little bit and go here, train for a couple hours a week, and they don't want to teach those guys. I mean, I literally a couple months ago, shout out TCF Mr. G, I trained real quickly with, my opinion, one of the greatest martial artists living, a guy named Mr. G Anthony, head teacher and head instructor of the TCF system, stands for Total Combat Fighting, great art. He's also a really good actor and in Hollywood in the movies as well. And I drove one way 16 hours to spend the week to train with this guy. So hear me out. I drove in my car 16 hours to then pay to stay, to then pay him to learn this said system. But I don't regret that, obviously, and I got a ton out of it. It was awesome and great. But I only got that because I was focused, because I knew that's what I wanted to do. I want to be one of the greatest martial artists alive and help other martial artists get better and help guys learn how to defend themselves, but also elevate themselves and reach their potential. And I feel like martial arts is a tool you can use that if you have the right teachers and if you know the right things. And so I take it very seriously, but I like it. But I only did that because I was focused and training for years prior to even get to that chance to get to where, when I was with him and training with him, that he liked me, and we talk every day now, and he's awesome, and I'm very grateful for that. But he saw in me the focus that he had, and he has. That's the important thing, that he was able to recognize that and say, this guy's different. I like this guy. I'm going to train him in private. I'm going to show him stuff that I've not shown anyone else. That's the point. I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that obsession if I just trained once or twice a week. That's the most thing. People, guys, especially girls, but girls don't have to. Girls can live off their looks. They can do the other thing and live in a fantasy world. But as young guys, young men, we know we live in reality. And reality is mean. It can be mean and tough. But it can also be great. Real quick, if you want to learn more stuff like this, more tips, guides on self-improvement, how to get better, how to get faster, stronger, smarter, prep mindset, talking to girls, making money, all that stuff, I go into all of my self-improvement course down below in the description of this video. Click the description, you'll find my link to this course. You'll learn all this good stuff, hundreds of videos, hundreds of hours of stuff like this, but more also tutorials on how to get better, how to have correct mindset, how to actually get what you want. So that's in the description. Click the link and let's get back to the video. So being focused is so important. Just to be a young man, if you want to be somewhere, you have to say, okay, I'm not going to do this other stuff. I'm not going to just live my life like everyone else. I want to reach this, so I'm only going to do these things to get to this goal, and I'm only going to focus on that. When you do that, you can accomplish extraordinary things. Alexander the Great conquered most of the known world in his 20s, did not lose a single battle, great conqueror. He was only focused on becoming the best leader, having the best army, and advancing, constantly conquering how he can be the best version of himself to conquer, to be the greatest leader. And he did that. He was not focused on other things like most guys are. He was locked in and focused. Napoleon conquered most all of Europe by himself. I mean, arguably one of the greatest generals and conquerors ever, in my opinion. He was focused. He didn't just do anything. He didn't just learn every single skill. He was focused on war, on combat, on strategy, to how to best other armies. When you look at any person, doesn't matter who, men you aspire to be like, men you are motivated by. David Goggins, okay, everyone is motivated by him. Focus, laser focused. As a guy, especially being young, you have to be laser focused. You can learn other skills, but you need to be locked in on, this is where I want to go, and I'm going to do everything it takes to get to that end goal. And I'm going to ignore everything else. I've said that as a young guy, you only want to care about what you care about and not care about anything else. Only care about what you care about and don't care about anything else. That's the most important thing in life. You can't focus and put your attention on everything. You got to say, hey, I only want this. I'm only going to focus on this stuff. And I don't care about all this other stuff. When you do that, it frees your mind to have the correct attention span and to focus on what needs to be done. Also, I'm a firefighter EMT, and I'm doing some special operations stuff for my department. One of the things I'm doing is trying to get on the dive team, rescue diver, to do, the swimming, the diving, all that stuff, to be on the rescue dive team. And it's very hard. Before this is a goal I wanted since I was a kid, because I knew it was hard and it's cool and no one's ever done it. And if I do it, I'll be the second Black person on my fire department to have ever been a rescue diver on the dive team. Be the second ever. My department has been around since the 1800s, before the Civil War. And yet I'll be the only second Black person. And that's awesome. And that's cool. I'm going to do it. And it's hard, obviously. Beforehand, you're doing a lot of swimming. The swim test to get on the team is like a Navy SEAL. Like, you got to do 500-meter swim timed, then tread water for 15 minutes timed. Then at the end of the 15 minutes, the last 2 minutes, you have to tread water with no hands. And it's a hard test. It's hard. And you're doing a ton of diving day and night to know all your skills and to learn, underwater navigation, to learn deep dive, to learn night dive. You're doing a lot of stuff to be a really skilled rescue diver. And it's hard. Before this training, I thought I knew how to swim. I thought I did. I did not. I knew how to not drown. I couldn't really swim for more than a couple minutes at a time. I could only swim maybe like 50 meters if I had to. No, I'm sorry, not 50. We're not 50, no 50. We're like 20 meters. It would take a minute, but I could kind of swim 20 meters and then I'd be so tired to be done. Been doing a lot of swimming now, and I've been doing the training, and it's hard and it's a lot of swimming, and I am not a good swimmer. I'll say that off front. I'm not a good swimmer. The only way I've gotten this far, I'm close. I'm like more than halfway now to get on the team. I've done the last set of training we just did was we did our deep dive, night dive, and limited visibility diving, as well as underwater navigation. So that was hard. Underwater navigation is no joke, especially at nighttime. It's hard. With it being said, the only way I've even stood a chance to do any of this is I've been swimming every other day for the last 2 months. That's the only way I've gotten. I couldn't just do whatever I want to, train martial arts every day and not care. No, I had to be like, okay, look, this is very hard. I'm not a good swimmer. I have to be laser focused on this to get to where I want to be, to do this and be on the team. So I told myself, okay, obviously I'm a bad swimmer. And the swim test to even get on the team is 500-meter swim that's like, 12 minutes or less. Then tread water for 15 minutes straight. After that swim, then tread water for 15 minutes. Then tread water with no hands for 2 minutes. Then a fin swim is like 800 meters. And then you're doing it. It's a lot. And I tried to do this test a couple months ago, and I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even, let alone do the whole test. I couldn't even make it because it was that hard. So I knew, like, okay, this is hard. I can't even swim like that. The only chance I have of making it and do the special operations stuff is I got to train like crazy and just swim every other day and just be in the water like a fish and just trying every day. And that's what I'm doing, because I knew I have to be laser focused and only focus on this right now. I can't be doing martial arts and be doing weightlifting and be doing firefighter training. I know I got to, I'm swimming. I'm doing that combat side stroke. I'm doing it hundreds of meters and I'm holding my breath and I'm treading water and I'm focused on it. After this video, I'm gonna go to the pool and train some more because that's what it takes. But I went from not being able to tread water for a couple minutes, not being able to do any of that, to where I can tread water for 15 minutes easily. I can tread water for 2 minutes without my hands. I can do 500-meter swim. I can do it now. I'm training for the test. Like I've done it and I can do it. And I've gotten really good, surprisingly. From a guy that cannot swim, black, everyone knows black guys can't swim, and it's true. From that to, I'm actually close. I'm actually about to do it. Like right now, I'm an advanced diver now. I can do underwater navigation and deep dive and night dive. I can do that right now. And my next training class is the rescue diver class. So I'm right there, I'm close. I've only gotten that because I've been locked in, focused. It's a superpower. I went from not being able to swim to swimming 500 meters and back and doing 15 minutes treads and everything and passing all the tests and passing all the training. Crazy. Only came from actually focusing and locking on that goal. I mean, to give you an idea of some of the training, the underwater navigation stuff we just did the last week, it was hard. Like the hardest training I've ever done. Like I almost drowned twice. That was the whole thing. And I barely passed, but I passed. I don't even care I passed, but I almost didn't pass. We were diving all that weekend. Dives every hour all that weekend. In the middle of the night, in the daytime, I was tired. It sucked. I didn't want to do it. But I did it anyway. And part of the training is that you learn underwater navigation, which, to give you an idea, you're obviously in gear. So you go down about 15 feet of 15 feet depth, man. And you practice staying neutral, stay at 15 feet. Then use your compass. You draw a map of like where you're trying to go and like the kind of environment, and you kind of document the fin kicks you think it'll take to get here, and then come here, and then come here, while using a compass and trying to make sure you're looking at the compass heading to make sure you're going the right direction. Then swim that direction, count your fin kicks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2. Then when you get to that spot, now you can document, okay, it took 15 fin kicks to get to here, and I'm here. Now I'm going to get here. So you're documenting underwater while breathing off air while using a compass. Now, if I listen at nighttime, you can't see anything. I mean, nighttime, it's black. So if you have a flashlight and your flashlight only shines like this much, this is all you can see because it's on and you're trying to shine like this. So everything else is black and all you can see what this light is shining on. So now you can't see anything. You're trying to shine the light and trying to look at the compass in the middle of the night, and you're trying to stay afloat. You're trying to stay at 15. You don't want to go up too fast and get hurt. You don't want to go down too fast and get hurt. So you're trying to stay there. You're trying to focus. You have a light on. But your light, if you shine it directly on your compass, you can't see anything because it's blinding yourself because it's dark. The light comes back and it's blinding your eyes, so you can't see. So you're trying to have the light close to the compass, but not on the compass because you can't see while floating, while getting, okay, now 15, and you're counting your fin kicks. It's a lot. It was hard. It was hard, especially me being a newer diver, obviously. I'm not like some veteran diver. Yet again, I barely know how to swim. It was hard. I passed. And I did something that most guys can't even do. Definitely most guys wouldn't even try to do. It's only because I was focused. And that if you can just focus, think about what you want, and just be totally obsessed, locked in, you will get incredible results in a month, in a couple weeks. That's the point of this. If you do that, you will excel greatly. Real quick, if you want to learn more stuff like this, more self-improvement advice to get better, faster, stronger, to make money, to talk to girls, whatever, goal setting, how to think, mindset, all that good stuff is in my course down below. Click the description. You'll find a link in my course for a couple bucks a month. You get all this stuff, real advice that's actually going to help you. Just help a ton of guys on how to get better. If you want to get better, if you want to accomplish your goals, click the description right now and go for my self-improvement course. But that is the video for today, guys. I hope this helps you. I hope you understand focusing, locking in is important. You got to lock in. That every guy you want, every guy that's cool has done it and is doing it. That is what makes us men stand out. That's what makes us attractive, being on the mission, dedicated. That is masculine. And most guys missed that and lost that. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope I've helped some of you guys and maybe motivated you, inspiration. I hope I did. And without the way, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace, stay safe, and keep training. See you next video. Peace.